Hey guys, I know, right? Stranger. Happy New Year. We are 2 months into the new year. I am so sorry for my absence lately. Things have just been really hectic, really busy. A lot going on. Wedding in 2 weeks. So I'm really happy for that. I've just been packing up my house, getting, finalizing wedding details and things. And now I have to switch and start packing for the trip because the wedding's out in Jamaica. So, ooh, that was a big pothole. The wedding's out in Jamaica, so now I have to pack and get ready for that. But I have everything I need for the most part, like 97% of everything I need. Have a hair appointment, nails, eyebrows, all that stuff. I was thinking about maybe doing, not now, but maybe once I'm done, doing like a video just kind of talking about the process, planning a wedding, and how, how much it costs. And, ours is a destination wedding, so, just kind of sharing with you guys our journey with our planning process and planning a destination wedding. And we have that added element of him being in the military, so I think that would be an interesting video, and hopefully some people could find that useful and helpful, especially if they're in the military also, or they have a spouse, they're marrying someone who is in the military, because there's like obstacles with that when you're getting married, when you're having a destination wedding. And in these days and times, there's a lot of unknowns, and there's a lot of things that can change with no moment's notice. So and then there's the emotional side of things, like how do you handle that? What happens if you guys are planning this wedding, you guys get through all your details, you guys pay for the wedding, and then it's like, deployment, I won't be able to be there for my wedding or whatever. Because actually we're hitting that issue with we wanted to do something in the States, because obviously not everybody is going to be able to make it to our wedding because it's a destination wedding. So we wanted to do something here in the States for our friends and family that aren't able. What am I doing here? What am I doing, y'all? Help me out. We wanted to do something here in the States for people who are not able to go to Jamaica with us, and we were planning on doing that in a few months, but we found out that he's gonna be on deployment, so we can't even do it. And we've already sent out save the dates for that, so now I'm gonna have to send something out to everybody to letting them know that we have to postpone it, and we can't even really move forward with planning it because we're not sure when he's gonna get back. He's gonna be gone for X amount of time, so we can't really plan anything just yet. So we might even have to wait and plan this for next year. So, and that's a lot of people are probably not going to be too happy with that, but it is what it is. We can't control the military. We have to go where they tell us. So, you know, there's some things with military life that, you know, and I'm not in the military, so a non-military person marrying a military person, there's a lot of challenges and obstacles and a lot of learning that goes into this kind of marriage. So I feel like a video about that at a later date would be pretty cool to do. But other than that, how have you guys been? How has your new year been so far? What did you guys do for New Year's? How was your Christmas? You know, we got Valentine's Day coming up. You guys have any plans? You guys have any honeys, any boos? Like, what's up with you guys? I've got some, you know, once I get through this transition, I'll be able to be more consistent with my channel and with my blog and with posting on social media and things like that, and I'll be able to get back to really building up and working on Hidden.Survivor. And I'll finally be, you know, things will should be slowing down enough that I can share with you guys, you know, things, you know, that I've just been dealing with and things I've been going through and working through. Yeah, but I just wanted to check in with you guys. I just left an appointment, oh, so that's another thing that I wanted to share with you guys too. So I've been doing this treatment. I've shared with you guys that I struggle with depression and anxiety and stuff like that. So I've been doing this treatment called TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, and treatment, and it's supposed to be less invasive and less painful than ECT, which is electroconvulsive therapy, basically shock treatment, shock therapy. And TMS, what it is you go in, and there's two methods for TMS. When I started it, I was doing what I guess they consider the most common method for doing it. And you go in, treatment's about 20 minutes, and they position a magnet on the side of your head. So TMS is, you know, I'm sure it's scientifically proven, but they just go this way so I'm not stuck in this traffic. Right now you guys are riding with me to the tailor so I can go get my dresses altered. It's part of wedding stuff. We'll talk about that another time. So in TMS, what they're trying to do is there's a part of your brain that regulates mood, and with TMS, they believe that in people with depression, that part of the brain has very low activity. So TMS is supposed to stimulate that. They use the magnet to try to stimulate and activate that part of the brain in efforts to improve mood with people with depression. So they position this magnet. I can't remember what the part of the brain, what that part of the brain is called, but it's in your prefrontal cortex, and it's on your left side. And they have to do some measurements where like they have to find a different spot in your brain, where the part of your brain that controls like your movement. So like once they hit that spot, like your hand will move like involuntarily, and from there they're able to measure where that part of the brain, the target part of the brain is, the part of the brain that they're trying to get to. So once they do that measurement stuff and they calibrate it and they find where they're trying to go, then, you know, they position this magnet and it goes off. It sets off these magnetic impulses that, you know, they say goes about an inch and a half deep into the brain. And the pulses are supposed to stimulate and activate this part of the brain. And oh, I totally need to mill this off. Is that snow? Oh my gosh, there are snowflakes. No. Excuse me. So I've been doing that. TMS treatment runs for about, I think he said like 4 to 6 weeks. It goes for 4 to 6 weeks, and you have to do it every day. It's every day, Monday through Friday, every single day. And when I started doing treatment, it hurt. You know, they tell you it doesn't hurt, it just feels like tapping, like somebody's tapping on your head. They lied. They were doing it and it hurts. It hurt so bad. Like the pain got so bad to a point where I was crying. You know, I had been crying through some of my sessions. Ooh, let me stop right here real quick. I just need to drop something in the post office box. Y'all are gonna come with me because y'all are riding with me. So if y'all gonna ride with me, y'all gonna ride with me. We're literally just gonna drop something in the mailbox. I just shocked myself getting out the car. Anyway, so the treatment for me was really painful. I was having a really hard time with it. Oops. Yo, could you imagine like dropping your phone in the mailbox? That would be devastating. I mean, at least I was at the post office. I didn't drop it in a random one. So worst case scenario, if I dropped it inside the mailbox, I could probably just go inside and be like, hey guys, I dropped my phone in there. Can you open it and get my phone out, please? But I hope you guys were able to even hear me, because I know my phone, I didn't turn off my car and my phone connects to the car, so hopefully you guys were able to hear me. If not, sorry. But yeah, so in addition to TMS, I also do therapy, which is the appointment I just left. And it was after an appointment with my therapist, and I was telling her how hard it's been doing this TMS and how much it hurt, and she was just like mortified and mad. She was mad that like I was having such a hard time with it. She wasn't mad at me. She was mad because she was like, oh my gosh, well, he's closed. He's closed. Do you know how long I've been trying to get out here to go see him, and he is closed? I hope he's okay. I can just go home and eat then. So now you guys are riding with me to go home. I should go to Panera. Anyway, I had been telling her how hard it had been and how painful it had been, and she's like, well, have you talked to him and told him? I said, yeah, I told him how hard it's been, and you know, he always hits me with the same thing. Well, oh, you know, studies show that, you know, you have to get it at this level of intensity for it to work. You have to do it this many times. You got to do it like this. Like, he would always hit me with like the science and the research, and it just made me feel like there's no point in telling him how, and there's no point in me there's no point to keep telling him that it hurts, because I have told him, and when I do tell him, I feel like he doesn't really listen. He just hits me with the, well, you know, this is, you know, in order for it to work or to get the best results, you know, this is what you got to do. So it just made me feel like I want this to work. You know, I don't want to be depressed all the time. I don't want to be sad. I want this to work. And if I have to go through this every day, and if it's gonna hurt, I want it to work. So I started to feel and think that, okay, well, I just have to put up with it. I just have to suck it up. This is just what I have to go through to get better. And so that's why my therapist, she was just mad. She's like, no, she's like, you don't have to go through that. And if you're telling him that it's hurting, you know, he should be listening to you. And I'm like, I agree, but he's not. And so she reached out to him, and whatever she said to him, he called me that day and was like, yeah, I just heard from so-and-so, and she said that you've been having a hard time with it, and, you know, that you had pain, and blah, 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 and, you know, you can just tell me if it hurts. I'm like, I have told you. And then, of course, again, he still hit me with the, well, you know, studies show that, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, I don't care about the studies. Like, if I'm telling you that it hurts, then I imagine it's probably not having the same effect on me that it had on those people in those studies. So, you know, I had just been feeling really defeated and just like there's just no hope. But there's two ways to do that treatment. There's two methods, and that was the first method, where you do like a 20-minute session, and the pulses go in a rapid succession for like 2-3 seconds, and then it stops for a few seconds, and then it goes, and you go through like 70 rounds of that in that 20-minute session. And the other method is it's a 3-minute method, where you I think he says that the bursts are longer. I think they're shorter, because it sounds shorter and it feels shorter. It goes for, it's like a quick and then it stops for a few seconds. So you go through 20 rounds of those. But I guess like I think the pulses are stronger or something. I don't know. I can't really remember how it works, but he always says that version is 5 times more activating than the other one. So in my head, I'm thinking, so it sounds like this is the better way to do it anyway. If it's 5 times more activating, then why haven't we been doing this to begin with? But whatever. This other method works very well for me. I don't have any pain doing it this way, and my mood has been increasing. My mood has been getting better. I don't know if that is a result of the treatment, or if it's a result of just the emotional and mental work that I've been doing on my own, you know, just like really thinking about things and praying, a lot of prayer and church and God, you know, just moving over my life. And I've been doing a lot of work trying to change my perspective, change how I see things, change how things affect me, and also to try to change how my body responds to things, because PTS is more than just a mental thing. It's a very real there's a very real physical side of it. So something can happen and my body responds a certain way to it. So I've really been trying to like train my body to respond differently to certain things. I always, my heart rate, my normal heart rate is always like 90 plus. That's not normal. Normal heart rate is like 62 to 75, a normal resting heart rate. And so mine is always insanely higher than that, and that's not normal, and that's not good. I'm not trying to die of a heart attack. I'm not trying to have any issues long term, and it doesn't feel good. And that's just one physical effect. It doesn't include like the shakiness, sweating, and there's just a lot of physical aspects to PTSD. And I'm trying to change my perspective, change how I see things, and change how things affect me mentally, which in turn I'm trying to change how my body responds to things. So not every stressful situation is a crisis, but my body often perceives it that way. So something can stress me out, and my body immediately goes into trauma mode. And it doesn't have to be like that. Not for something so small, like, I don't know, tomorrow's the 6th. Tomorrow my PlayStation subscription comes out. Like, and I didn't remember that until just now. So if I didn't have money, then that might have been something like really stressful. And I'd be like, oh my God, how am I going to pay for this? Oh my God, it comes out automatically. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, my body, even just saying that and thinking of that scenario, my body is reacting to just that thought. And, it doesn't have to be like that. And that's what I've been trying to work on. And I feel like since I've been doing that, my mood has been a lot better. My mood has been so much better. And definitely when I do the work spiritually, praying and really asking God to move over my life, and really trying to see what He's doing in my life, and what He's showing me, and what He's trying to tell me and teach me, and really learn from that, and to just really follow Him, and trust Him. That is a big part of it too. Like, just learning to trust God and letting go of a lot of the things that I struggle with. A big part of what we struggle with things so much because we always try to control things. We always have to have our hands on things. At least that's how I am. I always have to take control of a situation, and that's, sometimes that's just not possible. Sometimes, most of the time, all the time, it's like, do what you can, Monique. Yes, do what you can, do what's within your control. But then the stuff that's not in your control, it's not for you to try to like figure out how to gain control of it. You do what you can do, you do your part, and you leave it alone and let God do the rest. Let God do His part. So if it's a situation where there's some things I'm dealing with, even, it's about to be 4 years since my last relationship, where it was an abusive relationship, and I'm still dealing with a lot of effects from that, and excuse me, a lot of legal effects from that too. And So for example, things pertaining to that, that's not in my control. You know, I can only do but so much. You know, I can, you know, reach out to lawyers, and I can fill out forms, and I can do this and I can do that, but ultimately it's in God's hands if, you know, if these forms get in front of the right person, and if things get done and situations change, that's up to God. I don't have any control over that. I can't force somebody to do this or do that. So, you know, that's God's, that's his that's his area. So really trusting him and letting go of things that I can't control, that I can't help, that I can't do anything about, is a big part of it. And that doesn't mean like giving up or being defeated, not at all. That just means when you're doing all that you can, when you're on top of it, when you're on top of your business, and you're doing everything that you need to be doing, and you do everything that you can do, everything that's in your control to do, then once you hit that point, that's the end of your job. Like you've done your duty. It's like a relay race. You've hit the end of your circuit. Now you're passing it on to God, and he's gonna finish the race. And that's really been helping me a lot, you know, coming to that understanding and realizing that, and really practicing it. It's hard. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna get in front of you and be like, oh yeah, it's helped and it's so easy, you just gotta let it go. No, it's hard. It's so hard. And especially, you know, someone like me, you have depression, anxiety, PTSD, and you're dealing with mental illness. Someone like me, being able to be in control of my life, of myself, and what's going on around me is so a part of my mental illness is that I feel like I have no control over anything. I feel like there's nothing I could possibly do to change my situation or my circumstances. And that's the thinking that I'm trying to change, because there are some things I can do. You know, I can, like I said, try to, you know, change my body, how my body responds to things, change how I'm thinking about things, which in turn changes how I am acting and behaving in response to certain things. It's a process, you guys. It's a real process, and it's a hard process. And it's one that I will do more videos, and I'll get into more detail about that process and what it looks like, what it feels like, and how to do it. How do you do that work? What does that look like? How do you get started? Where do you get started? I'll do some videos and I'll share that stuff with you as you know, as I've done it. You know, so it's a lot, guys. It's a lot, but we'll get into it another time. I need to get out this car. I am tired. I am hungry. I have not eaten yet, so I'm going to go eat and get some things done before I have to go to my treatment. So I hope you guys have had a blessed and happy new year. I hope your new year is going so well. I don't know if you guys do New Year's resolutions or not. If you do, I hope you're holding on to them. I hope you're going strong, and I pray that you continue to go strong. Whatever goals you guys may have set up for this year, I am praying that you achieve it. And you know, if you guys celebrate Valentine's Day, if you have someone to celebrate with, please be safe. Have a good time. And if you don't have anybody to celebrate Valentine's with, that is okay too. stuff is too expensive. Like, I have somebody to celebrate it with, but we're not doing anything. Valentine's Day is too expensive. You know, everybody wants to go out, restaurants upcharge, you know, gifts are expensive. Like, it's so much, and it's so stupid. So if you don't have anyone to celebrate with, congratulations, you just saved a lot of money. Easy, hands down, you just saved yourself like $200. Easy, just off a dinner, for one night. You might as well go. Never mind. I was about to say something real off the wall, but anyway, you guys have a good time, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and try and think of something profound that I could say to y'all to end this video, but I don't really have nothing profound to say. I feel like I've already said it all. So I guess, let's see. I don't know, y'all. Just live your lives, be happy. You know, don't let stuff get at you. Don't, especially if it's something negative, man, don't even, that stuff ain't even worth it. It doesn't feel like it, but whatever. Alright, I'm just gonna end the video because I don't even know what to say anymore. But I love you guys. You are all blessed. You're all loved. If you don't feel it, I promise you are, because I love you. I don't even know you, but I love you. I love you because you rocking with me, you watching the video, you supporting me. Make sure you hit the like button, you know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you hit the notification bell, it will notify you anytime I post a new video. And then I think you guys can also customize it, so you can set it to, you know, notify you every time or notify you sometimes. So go ahead and support your girl. All right, guys, I love you. Bye.